Okay, so how do you know when you found the one? First thing I'll say is, who are you? What have you written down about yourself? Where are you going as a person? When you have known that, you now think, who is the kind of man that I want to be with?
Hello, my people. You're welcome to my YouTube channel again. And here with me is my sister, my big sis, guys. Her name is
Fadekemi Ade. Oh yeah.
So today we'll be discussing relationship and
marriage.
Yes, a question and answer session. But this is the part 2.
Yes,
so we have the part 1 on her channel. I answered questions about being single.
This is like an intersection of Gen Z and millennial. So I want to know different perspectives to relationships,
Actually,
from a Christian POV.
Yes, exactly.
So on my channel, the part 1 has already been dropped. If you're watching this, part 1 is also on my channel. So this is part 2 on her channel.
So knowing that she's married, we'll be going straight right into the question of marriage, right? The first question will be, how is it like being married? What is marriage really about to you? Like, really, what's marriage?
How is it like being married? Marriage is sweet. They say we always pepper single people. We are sorry. When you become married, you pepper people. It's not like you're purposely trying to pepper people. It's just the way it just comes with the package. It's follow come. Pepper, atarodo, tomato. It's part of the package. Jokes aside, but yeah, marriage. How does it feel being married? Marriage is amazing. It's enjoyable if you're married to the right person. But as much as marriage is for companionship and it gives you that, that feeling that you have your own person, I think that's how I feel. Marriage is also ministry. It's also God's system to keep you holy. I know that you think it's about making you happy, but marriage will also make you holy. Why? You have someone in your life that is there to annoy you 24/7.
Okay.
He's there to step on your toes, and you are there to step on the person's toes. So you learn patience, you learn kindness, you learn forgiveness in marriage. You have to. If you don't do that, the marriage cannot last. It's not a course. It cannot last. Right. So marriage is not just a system that is designed to make you happy. It's also to make you holy. It's also to bring out the best in you. It's also to teach you collaboration, teach you, teamwork. I know that a lot of people don't see marriage like that, but that is marriage, okay? And marriage is like a business, okay? It is a serious business. You have to take it seriously. So that's what it means to be married to me. It's basically God's work on earth to propagate his kingdom. And what scripture actually tells us that, God's mission and God's goal for marriage is to raise godly seeds, is to show forth his work through us. And that's why marriage is compared to the relationship between Jesus and the church. And so Jesus is the Lord washing the bride with the water of the word. So that's why the husband is that person washing the wife with the water of the word. He's not supposed to be beating her, treating her anyhow, talking down at her. No. A husband doesn't do that. Okay, so if you're a guy, you're trying to be a husband, go and learn from Jesus. Right? That's why when the conversation about submission and love comes up, people just talk about submission, but love is also hard. You know what it means for Jesus to die? And Paul likened that with the relationship between husband and wife. He said that the husband must be willing to die for her. Hey, that is tough. And that's why the disciples, when Jesus was speaking to them about marriage, because they were used to Moses' law that said, you can divorce your wife anytime you like. And Jesus said, no, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. And then the disciple says, if this one is marriage, Leo, so marriage is sweet, marriage is good.
Could I be why our brother Paul did not marry?
Maybe that's why, because marriage is commitment, actually. Marriage is a lot. If you want to do it well, go all in, put your heart in it, put everything in it. But before you go in, make sure you make the wise decision. I think that the person you choose to do marriage with will greatly determine how well you fly as a person.
Thank you so much. So you said something about the man loving I'm not saying that the man being the leader should and you said something about submission. I'm not saying that the man should dominate the woman, and the woman should always say yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
No. I didn't say that.
I know you didn't say that, but some people might have that question.
Okay, so the conversation about submission and the woman and man is something that is very dicey. A lot of people they are rebelling against it. But this is the conversation. Jesus and the church. The church submits to Jesus because Jesus died for her sins, right? And we know that Jesus has our best interest. So sometimes when Jesus gives us an instruction, I'm sure all of us can relate to something like that. We're like, no, 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 no. But you know that Jesus has the end from the beginning. So you just be like, okay, you shall do it. Then later, you're not like, Jesus, thank you.
Yeah.
So use that perspective also in marriage. So the husband and the wife, knowing that your husband submits to the Lord. That's the problem. It's a problem one.
You need to have man that has
But if
sense.
you know that the man is submitted to the Lord, you will know that God is leading him. And so if he says, do this, you know that he's telling you for your own good. He's not telling you to lord over you. And the submission is basically just submitting your authority. And it's just a case of in a class, for example, you have a HOC, you have a class governor. Is your class governor better than you? No. The only thing is that he's the leader of the class in the sense that if a lecturer needs to talk to somebody in the class, the lecturer cannot call all of you into the class. No, he will call the HOC and say, okay, fix this class, fix the class. Then the HOC will pass the message across. That is how it is. Simple. It's just like even in a car, when they are driving, two people cannot drive the car at the same time. If two people are driving the car, that car will crash.
Right.
So we need just structure. God is a God of structure. So he now created that structure. So okay, God, Jesus, the man, the wife, structure.
Yes.
That's what it's about. So we're submitting our joint goal, joint vision to, and we're saying, okay, how can it work? How can it? It's not a case of you are my subject. No, but there is also mutual respect. Okay, marry someone that you can actually respect as a woman. And a man too, he will respect it because scripture says we should submit one to another. Actually, the church as a whole, we submit one to another. That's what the book of Ephesians was saying. That's Ephesians 5. We submit one to another. So even as other Christians in the home, in the church, you have to submit to one another. So that's why you can't just talk to any Christian anyhow. Remember, your partner or your wife is also a child of God.
Right.
So think of them like that. I know that now you guys are sleeping together and it's like, you are seeing the person finish. But remember that they are also children of God.
Exactly. Thank you so much for that answer that you gave to us. Now, seeing that you're married, we'd like to know how you prepared for marriage in your single days. How do you look at me like this now, single, and I know a lot of people out there so are also single.
How do you prepare for marriage?
Yes, you just need to know how to prepare for just like, let's just say 5 sentences. Tell us how to prepare.
Okay, so how did I prepare? I actually have a whole video where I spoke about how I prepare for marriage. It was a question people asked me too. So how did I prepare for marriage? I think that first of all, I fixed my mindset about marriage. I fixed my mindset about what marriage is about. I did not think, it's just one mushy mushy. Yes, there's the mushy mushy, but I must also see it as ministry. This is kingdom. Okay, yeah, and we're raising godly seeds. So I decided to prepare by, reading about marriage, studying about marriage, listening to sermons. So when people say, you're listening to relationship, I don't like listening to relationship videos.
There's no need.
You are wrong because you have never done marriage before. You've never done relationship before. It is pride that is making you say, I beg, leave relationship, let's touch God.
And even ignorance.
All of them are together. And I agree that you should not only be going for relationship seminar all the time, but you still need it because it's just like how you want to learn about finance. What will you do? You read personal finance book. You want to learn about productivity. You want to learn about doing this. So when you want to learn about relationship, read books about people that have done it before you. Watch videos like this. Yes, follow channels like this. Learn, grow. That's one way. Another way that I prepared was to prayerfully change myself. It's not that I changed. What I'll say is I changed ideology about what I felt about marriage. I did not start thinking, the man must be this. I don't want to give like specificity, but the point is that fix yourself, understand your own purpose. What am I here for? You may not totally, obviously, I'm now in my 30s and what I was doing when I was in my 20s is not the same now, but I have evolved. So you may not totally get the full picture, but have a sense of purpose. So how do you prepare for a sense of, by reading books, learning, having that relationship with God? That's how I prepare. Read books. I remember I read a book when I met my husband. I know I got to marry, but I read a book about, and I gave him, he read too, because we both know that man of God. So those are ways, studying, listening to mentors, listening to people, learning from people that have gone before you on the subject matter.
So in summary, she's just trying to let us know that if you've not found the one, you should prepare on your own.
Build yourself.
And when you now find the one, you people should still go for seminars and go through trainings, right? Thank you so much. Now to our next question, before I touch on the last one. How did you know that your husband was the right man for you? How do
I know when I found the one? That's the most popular Frequently FAQ. Okay, so how do you know when you found the one? First thing I'll say is, who are you? What have you written down about yourself? Where are you going as a person? When you have known that, you now think, who is the kind of man that I want to be with? When you have known the kind of person you want to be with, then look at that person. That's the first litmus test. Don't use the person as a litmus test, though. Write the one you want in your mind. Then look at that person. Is it matching what you have written down? That's number one. Number two, are your values aligned? Are you going to the same place? Are your ideologies the same? Do you believe the same things? For me, everybody has a foundation, like thing that non-negotiable. So what are your non-negotiables and what are your negotiable? Like for example, negotiable can be, it has to be dark and handsome. Okay, but if it's not dark, no problem, Sha, I can still go with that. But your non-negotiable must be those foundational things like
spirituality.
What does he believe in spirituality? For me, spirituality was a non-negotiable because I knew that I had a future, a ministry future, like I had impact on all of that.
Please let me cut you. Should believers marry unbelievers?
No.
Lol.
So
continue.
So non-negotiables, what are they? Your spirituality, belief systems, and what's the person's take on should women work, should women not work? Have that conversation. It's very important. Check all those things. And what's the person take on feminism? I know that feminism sounds like a bad thing, but like generally speaking, does the person feel that, oh, women should sit at home, do absolutely nothing? Maybe you now you're thinking, when I get married, I'll have MBA, PhD. Yeah. And the guys like PhD, Nibo. See, what do you need PhD for? Sit at home. I don't want you to work. I want you to take care of the children. Right. So you have to submit. So before you marry, think of that. Have those conversations. What are your goals? Does the person support your goals? Does the person, but for me specifically, how I knew my husband was the one, the stories on my channel, you can go and watch the full gist. But how I knew my husband was the one was I prayed about it. So please, I know that you are thinking of love, or you're thinking of values, all these things I mentioned. People can pretend, people can lie. Your own is to pray. Pray, and I strongly believe that if you have a lifestyle of prayer, of studying the word, of fellowshipping with God, that intimacy, you are able to discern. So even if the person is pretending, there'll just be something that you can't touch. There's just something about this person that is not fitting in. You would know. So build your relationship with God, please. Whether you're a guy or a girl watching this, build your relationship with God so that when you see that person and the person is pretending or lying, you will know.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Okay, so this season
so let me also add that. Sorry, let me also add that I prayed about it. God gave me a sign and a yes. So you can ask God for a sign to know if the person is the one. The next thing is also I looked at the person's. There were tests that I gave the person. I gave him some tests. There was a time that we're having like a vigil in my church or something. I invited him over. Then I wanted to test his patience, his kindness. So you can look at 1 Corinthians 13. Is the person kind? Does the person take note of wrongs? And look at how the person is treating other people, not just you, because he may be pretending to you. You see him now, he's talking to his drivers. I show real
exactly when you guys go out together.
Don't be pretending that you're not seeing those things. You are seeing it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how to know when
Thank you so much. I was often going to ask you the question about how to identify or discern a man of God. Genuinely, how to know if a man of God, like he's painting himself as a man of God, he's spiritual and all of that. How do you know that he actually is wooing you? So how do you know that he actually loves you and he's not just being? Because I heard a story about a man of God, spiritual president of his fellowship, and then they got into the marriage and he was beating her.
I think that when you are dating, you will see signs. But let's say the person is even pretending. Pray about the person a lot before you marry. Pray a lot. Then also, I think you just really pay attention to the signs, the unsaid things, the unspoken things. Then look at the fruits. How is the person treating other people? Like I said before, how is the person treating other people? And if you open your eyes, God will help you. Because I don't even know what to say. Because people can lie, some people can pretend.
And then some ladies.
All of us, we are all learning in this marriage thing.
Actually, some people feel like ladies usually have like.
And yeah, don't idolize people. Because now that we're talking about man of God, don't idolize people. Because God may be showing you some signs, but because you have this mindset that this person is a man of God, you will not pay attention. Pay attention. Forget man of God.
He's still human.
He's still a man. Forget that you see them when they are praying outside like Is the person kind? Is the person nice? Is the person
As in,
loving? How is the person speaking and when outside of the pulpit?
right. Because sincerely, no matter how much tongues you speak, it is meant to transform you. What is your take on Christian dating? I think, did you talk
My
about
take
it?
on Christian dating.
Okay.
You spoke
You spoke,
about it,
okay.
but I think I also added that, my take on Christian dating is that I think that you don't really need it, but okay, let me speak from this perspective. My perspective about dating is that I want to talk about. You can also watch our opinion on the other channel.
Yeah.
For Christian girls, I want to talk about the fact that if God said someone is the one,
Okay.
and you started dating, but the person starts showing signs that you don't like, person starts showing signs that are not looking okay, person starts saying, oh, we can sleep with each other now, because even if the person is choir leader, that does not mean you should stay there because but God said it's the one. God said it's the one does not mean that you should stay in a place that is bad. You should, because yes, God can say, but human will is also involved. People do what they want to do. So the aspect of that Christian dating question I want to answer is that even if God said it's when someone's already going above and doing things he's not supposed to do, beating you, slapping you, don't go ahead in that relationship, in that marriage. Please, we need to start having sense. Not just girls, Christian boys too. If you this lady is already, her anger issues are out of the roof, she's just all over the place, she's just not listening, you may start to wonder, is this person really going to, be submissive in the marriage, or is this person really going to help me grow together in this marriage? So God said someone is the one does not mean that you should stay there and then die there. That's number one. The number two thing I want to talk about is that when it comes to dating, have a definitive plan. Where are we going? What are we trying to achieve? So that you don't just be there, Lord of the Rings, 7 years, you are still dating. Have a plan, okay? Now that we know that want to get married, what are we looking at? How is it going to work? Yes. So another thing I also say is that someone is looking perfect for you does not mean that the person can't have flaws. So just because I said, oh, let the person go, does not mean that you should not be looking for one Messiah. That's why you should have negotiables and non-negotiables. So that's my take. And finally, let me say that whether you call it dating or courtship, dating is the time to get to know someone. It's the time to open your eyes, shine your eyes. So if it is not working, let it go. It's not a big deal. It doesn't make you a failure. Just let it go. It's okay. And it doesn't make the person a bad person, actually.
Right.
That somebody did not work with you does not mean that person, yes, you may not be friends anymore and everything, but don't start thinking God's going to punish the person. The person will never marry in their life. Person will marry you.
If this is to God's child,
Person will have children, no. So yeah, just wanted to say that.
Thank
Don't
you
have a
so
mindset of
much.
revenge when it comes to dating and all of that.
Like we said on our YouTube channel, the part one, that courtship and dating is just titles. The goal is we are aiming for marriage. We are not just doing it for cruise sake, because my generation were used to that, just for cruise. Let me just
Yeah,
right
don't
now,
just be dating for
I'm feeling
cruise.
lonely. I'm feeling lonely. So I want to just have a man that will be buying me gift. Me so Valentine's Day, I'll just do
So
no,
this
that's the
Valentine's
point.
Day, I want to encourage you if you're single,
Yes.
maybe
What do you want to encourage us about?
it's been a while you were dating, you've been seeing all these videos, pictures, people just doing mushy mushy. It's fine, okay? I would advise you go off social media for your own sanity. Go off if it's really disturbing you, because the fact that it is disturbing you, we cannot say, no matter the advice we advise you, it's still going to disturb you. So just go off, because what you don't see will not affect you. Go off, take time, just spend time with Jesus or something, and then understand that, see, your own time will come, and when it comes, it will be amazing, because you are taking your time with God. Yes. And also pay attention to the cues that God is giving you concerning that situation, that relationship situation. And just know that, see, good things take time. It's not the same time that you used to cook moi moi, that you used to cook indomie. So if you want indomie, go for that. But if you want moi moi, you want a vegetable soup, you want jollof rice, the time is different. So don't go for quick that you now end up just no nutrients, nothing, just sweet in the taste, but inside it's not doing anything for you. Remember when I said marriage is to make you whole? You're going to marry the right man. It may take time for you to meet the person, because it's good things take time, and it may not take time. It depends. Our journeys are different, but at the end of the day, all of us, life is a leveler. We will all meet in front, and we'll all be married. That's all. That's all. Thank you so
Thank you
much for
so
having me on this
much.
channel.
Thank you, my sister.
Thank
Thank you so
Invite
much
me
for
another time. If people want to see me again, put it in the comment section.
yes, please just drop your comments. Drop your comments. We want to know what you think. You can even drop some more questions if you want us to do this again. Just drop some more questions for us.
And go to my channel and watch part 1.
Part 1, or else this part 2, you're not really, it's not really
part 1 is
gel
hot.
like that. Part 1 is hot. So this is hotter. So it's not be nice for you to start from the hotter and not start from the hot. If you know, you know. So thank you so much once again for watching, and would like you to share this to your friends.
Yeah.
So after watching this video, share it to your friends, share it to the married, share it to the singles, share it to everybody, because it's so you can go to our channel and share that video to the singles, share this to the married, anyone. Yes, thank you so much for watching once again.
Remember to subscribe, like, share,
thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up, share and subscribe to hear more of this, to watch more of this kind of videos, and
I'll see you in
join
our
the
next
community.
video. She'll see you in our next video.
Yes.